Will, what's your favorite time of day?
Recess. I love getting to go outside and run around and play. Recess is a great break in the school day and gives me a chance to get my hair and jet.
How do you feel when you come back after recess?
When I come back in from recess, I usually can focus better in class.
Think back to your playground in elementary school. What was it like? What types of equipment were on the playground? Now think about students with various physical disabilities. Maybe they use a wheelchair or have to use a walker to walk. Do you think that your elementary school playground would have been accessible for these students to have the same experience on the playground that you did? 6.7 million school-aged children have disabilities in the U.S. These are some images of the playgrounds of the elementary schools in College Station ISD. These playgrounds are not accessible for students with various disabilities.
How do you feel at recess when your friends are playing but they can't play on the playground with you?
It usually makes me feel sad when I can't see my friends who play with me on the playground because I think the playground is so much fun I won't be able to play together.
What the schools need is an inclusive playground. An inclusive playground is defined as one that allows children of all abilities in developmental stages to play in the same space and creates a nurturing environment for all. We are asking that the College Station School Board would vote to build all-inclusive playgrounds at all elementary schools through the implementation of ramps and transfer stations. Adding an all-inclusive playground to all elementary schools would lead to greater access to physical activity for all students, which leads to overall healthier schools. In fact, up to 44% of all physical activity during the school day happens at recess, making it an incredibly important part of the school day. Having a playground that all students can play on would help to create a more inclusive social environment, which would in turn improve the social skills of all students in the schools. 85% plus of adults with disabilities report losing their jobs due to a lack of social skills. Adding an inclusive playground would help to create the least restrictive environment. The least restrictive environment is part of the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. The IDEA says that children who receive special education should learn in the least restrictive environment. This means they should spend as much time as possible with peers who do not receive special education, and the addition of inclusive playgrounds would help to accomplish just that. In addition to that, 7 out of 10 parents strongly agree playgrounds should be inclusive, and 74% of parents believe it is important for their children to be able to play with a variety of kids at school. Having inclusive playgrounds will create a more inclusive environment for all students, which will improve the social skills of all students with or without disabilities. This will benefit all students because it will break down stigmas surrounding disabilities and special needs. This inclusive environment exposes students to more diverse individuals. This will create a generation of citizens who respect others regardless of their abilities or other differences. Implementing inclusive playgrounds will help to improve the physical health and overall strength of students in schools. Allowing all students to be active not only helps to improve their physical health, but also their mental, emotional, and social health. Though some barriers may be time and money constraints, there are many ways to overcome them. What you may not know is that playground equipment actually should be replaced every 8 to 10 years after the installation date in order to best keep students safe. If it has been more than 8 to 10 years since the playground equipment has been installed, it probably needs to be replaced anyways and could be replaced for a comparable cost with inclusive playground equipment. There are many grants out there specifically for inclusive playgrounds, including the Walmart Community Giving Program, Kellogg Foundation Grant, and Kaboom Grant Project, which would help financially. By receiving a grant for this project, it could potentially cover a large portion or all of the funding needed for the inclusive playground, which would make it more feasible financially to implement. We know that playgrounds are important places in children's lives and have a large influence on their social and physical development. And that is why we want the school board to vote to build all-inclusive playgrounds at all elementary schools in College Station ISD through the implementation of ramps and transfer stations. We hope to see a day where all children can play together at school on a playground that is accessible for everyone.